ISIS benefits from the Gulf Road, Part 2. After all, why would Daesh categorically threaten countries that haven't alienated Qatar? This makes no sense. Leave it for ISIS. It's only about fighting the apostates. As one spokesman of the outfit urged fighters to charge against the rejectionists and apostates and fight them with the strength of one man. I dare not make any analogies, but there are some of the facts that Russia officially hasn't taken sides in Qatar Gulf Road. Qatari investors just recently bought huge stakes in VTB Bank, a Russian state-owned venture, and the St. Petersburg Airport just last year. Qatar Investment Authority, QIA, bought 19.5% of the shares of Rosneft, a state-owned oil company in Russia. The deal injected 700 billion rubles into the Russian economy. Qatar, Iran, Russia share the largest natural gas reserves. These are the same countries that have for long lobbied for the creation of gas OPEC, but Saudi Arabia and the US and the UAE have continuously been blocking the move. Mr. Baghdadi, who has recently been reported by the Russian media to have been killed as a result of airstrike in Levant, seems to have played that out magnificently. This is how you take advantage of an internal rift. They're at it. In response, one might wonder when international community would call for the elimination of Daesh unanimously and unequivocally. Coming back to Iran, the audio message goes on to praise the recent attacks on Iran and states the country is weaker than the spider's web. CIA Director Mike Pompeo might be savoring the statement. After all, he has recently stated, Congress must act to change Iranian behavior and ultimately the Iranian regime. President Trump didn't shy away from elaborating his thoughts either in the same context. During the summit in KSA, he said, from Lebanon to Iraq to Yemen, Iran funds arms and trains terrorists, militias, and other extremist groups that spread destruction and chaos across the region. For decades, Iran has fueled the fires of sectarianism and conflicts all over the world. Talk about Middle East or the countries that are under their interest. They have spread sectarian conflict, terror all over the region. This is as dangerous as it gets. The problem with this is that ISIS somehow comes out unscathed. Instead of rightening the screw, they are pointing fingers when it comes to the Middle East. The priorities don't seem to have been set right. There is no conspiracy being hatched. There is no stabbing in the back. There is just a consistent lack of counterterrorism policy and the ill-defined direction towards which the matter is in the Middle East seen heading. Well, there has been attempts to isolate Qatar. There has been attempts to block Qatar. We'll talk more about the same in our next video as we get along with it.